another video here at Rebel Liners. We've another video that you can see. Click up in the top right hand corner, it'll come up on the new Reese 20K 5th Airborne air bag inside this bad boy video. Make sure you check that out. This current video is going to be on the Andersen adapter, what we call the funnel, the proper measurements, whether we want the funnel mounted to the back or the front, and we'll tell you why. Every truck is different. The measurements are important. Pay attention to this. Make sure you read the manual. We're going to show you the proper installation with the chain kit. And the chain kit here in New York, I want to have the chains because it's connecting to a ball. And that's what we're going to show you.
Some of us got the luxury.
You can't tell me the deck is stacked.
Ambient temperature on the inside.
You can't whisper behind my back. You can't show me how the odds are up against me all day long. But I've been through the fire and come out alive, and there's no more fear in my eyes.
All right, so I know a lot of people have been looking for this video. It's a proper funnel installing on a Kingpin box. This camper is a Wolfpack 365/16, and we just did the Reese 20K upgrade, like I said in the starter video. We're doing the chain kit. Okay, we talk about proper measurements, and we're going to show you because it's really, really important. In your book, page 7, it's going to talk about measurement 3, position 1, center of the coupler block ball socket, okay, 4 inches in front of the Kingpin to the rear. And I don't know if you in the video you can see the lines where they're showing you the rear of the boxes. Then you have to measure your truck, okay? And pretty much to make this the easiest as possible in this description of what I'm telling you is whatever measurement is shorter, okay? So I measured my truck. It'll be in the video. I get like 30 inches where the tonneau cover rail starts or the bed rail. If I go to the front position, I'm over 32 inches. So with the funnel forward. If I go to the rear position, it puts me at 20 some inches, which I'll show you. So my funnel needs to be to the rear. We'll show you in this video the measurements and how we came up with this, the proper torque, and the installing of our funnel. All right, guys, here we are with our funnel. I told you mine's gonna have to come to the rear. This is definitely easier to do with a second person. It can be done with one person. I don't have any helpers at the very moment, but it's pretty simple. You're gonna slide the bolts out. We'll show you the chain kit yet. This piece is just gonna slide over the Kingpin until it latches in. And then when you slide the bolt in, the bolt is obviously latching onto the Kingpin. And that was pretty simple. We got washers that'll go back on this side along with our nuts. And we're just doing this for the pure purpose of showing you our measurements. Okay, so right now with this facing the funnel to the rear, and we grab our tape measure, okay, the center of the funnel to the back of our box, we are coming up with 23 inches to the back of our box. Okay, that's 23 inches. Now, because this is still loose and we were to slide it forward, we can do our forward measurement. And if we measure from the center of our funnel to the back of the box, this puts us at 31.5 inches. So again, 31.5 inches with the funnel forward, okay, and with the funnel spun around, okay, this is going to put us at we go to our center here, and we take it to the edge, approximate 23, 24 inches. So the point is, it's a shorter distance this way. But what really matters is this being a shorter distance here compared to the bed rail, center of the ball to the bed. We'll do that next. So, action. So without tightening up our Allens at 40 foot-pounds yet, this box is going to stay loose. We're going to add our chain kit to this, okay? To add the chain kit, it's pretty simple, okay? Because this piece is on this side, because my funnel is to the rear, that means this one will go to the front staggered, and this one will come in the back staggered. They'll be staggered. You'll see it in your instruction manual. Real simple. It's got some washers in that, and a lock washer. It's no big deal. There's really nothing to this. And I'm going to show you real quick here. We're going to take off the existing bolt that's up here. Okay? We actually won't need any of its hardware because we're putting new hardware on it. I'm going to slide the bolt out. And then we're just going to make sure our washer's on this side. Get it back into the aluminum box through the plastic. Okay? Simple as that. And then all we're going to do is take our washer, lock washer, and that's all we're going to do is just leave this loose for now and put our chain piece on here just like this. Okay, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Again, this side here will be the one staggered away from it. We'll come to the rear of the current rear that I'm using. And we're going to do the same exact thing. We're just going to unscrew this off right here. Our eyelet for our chain. Not a lot to it. Take our washer and lock washer off. And again, they're going to be staggered, so we're going to pull this one out. We're going to slide this one in. It went like butter. Washer, lock washer, and our chain piece here. Not much to this at all. All right. We got them just loose, just how we want it. All right, real simple. Okay. All right, guys, real simple. We're going to go after our 4 Allens, 1/4. Our 4 Allens here. Cut. Action. All right, guys, we're going to go after our 4 Allens here, 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 and here. 1/4 Allen on a torque wrench set at 40 foot-pounds. And what we're going to pretty much do is all we're going to, this thing is going to do is we're going to want to make sure it stays centered. And we're just going to start torquing these down, okay, until they hit 40 foot-pounds. And what's going to happen is it's going to put pressure up. And we want to make sure this funnel is going to stay centered. That's the key to this. So just like doing tires, I'm kind of staggering them, going back and forth. I'm going to check to see how centered it is in a second. You've got a better view than I do right now. And we are going to just keep tightening them down until we get 40 foot-pounds on each Allen. Okay? And you can see that those bit pretty good already. So I'm already too tight. I'm going to probably change the camera angle here. Alright guys, when I said I was too tight, what I mean by too tight is I'm not over 40 foot-pounds. I'm too tight to be able to center it. So we're just going to loosen these up so it allows me to center it. Again, I was staggering them, so I know what 2 I did. Okay, and that's center right there. So again, another pair of hands here would probably be great, not absolutely necessary. But we're just going to try to get that as centered as possible. We're going to get some pressure on these. And I'm now going to come at this one. I can see in the top how they're coming up. I may change the camera angle again to show you, but there's a considerably amount to it. Actually, it's just starting to poke through now. All right, and we're just touching it now. And then we're going to come to the back one and do the same thing. Okay. All right, now all 4 points are touching. It's pretty simple. I'm just going to go through and just put some even pressure on them. We'll see if we can get 40 on this one. No, not quite yet. We'll come to this one. We'll come back to this one. Right now we're at about 25 pounds. That's 28. 32. We're gonna pop over here quick. Like that. That's about 30. Now you have 40 foot-pounds, more than you think. 35. 38. That was 39.2 actually. There's our 40. I'm going to come across back here. There's our 40. That was 40.5. Satisfiable. That's 27. 38. 40.2. We'll check our back one. And we're at 34.1. And 40.3. We are now evenly tightened all the way around at 40 foot-pounds. What that has done, it has put the pressure, okay? It's put the pressure down on these pins, which is holding it in on that kingpin. And it looks great. It looks absolutely great. I'll see if I can get a better shot for you here. Maybe even able to show it to you. You could see them. You could see them up in here. Okay, way up in here. You can see that one right there. All right. And we tighten these here and these two in the puck. So really easy, not a lot to it. Good torque wrench makes easy work. Tight is tight, too tight's broken. Speaking of tight, too tight's broken. We are now going to look at the manual. The manual says no torque specs on this. It just says to tighten them. And it says don't over tighten them because you'll break the plastic. Okay? So we're going to get them tight by getting the wrench on the other side, and I'm going to get them tightened up. So real simple, not a lot of rocket science to this. Again, tight is tight, too tight's broken. I want to make sure that we're going to get, that was, the wrench is still set at 40. That's 40 foot-pounds right there. I don't know why they don't have a foot-pound measurement on this, but that's 45.1 foot-pounds on that. The lock washer looks like it's crushed, and it specifically does not give anything on this, so we don't want to break the plastic. That's 57.3 that I'm at there right now. Again, lock washer looks good and crushed. I'm just using the big wrench to hold it from turning. Alright, that's 60 foot-pounds on there, and I don't see any stress in the plastic. The plastic is that red piece. And we're going to leave it right there at 75 foot-pounds is what I did on those. And we'll now do the other side, and we'll be right back. Okay guys, cut. All right, as for the chains, the instructions are very specific. No, 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 okay? It comes with what you need, all right? And this is where they are going to go. And the instructions specifically state that you are to use these, okay? So, it's simple. There's nothing to it. I'm just gonna turn these in here. Helps if you take your chain and get your chain on, otherwise you'll be taking it back off. Alright. I'm dropping everything here. I like them to go up. I should say go down. So we're gonna go just like that. Nothing to it. Tight is tight. Tight's broken. Now you could do that for storage, yes. But this portion here is what goes to the truck. Pretty simple. Alright, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Alright, on this side we're going to do the same thing. Take our chain piece out. I want the hook facing to the front. It's going to go like this. Through the chain. Real simple. I'm going to put this on first like that. I actually want it like this, so real simple. Hang it on there. Take your piece, put it through the chain. And that's that. Chains are ready for action. Nothing to installing the chain kit. Whether you're doing this before on a brand new install like I just did, or you're doing this on a setup that you already have, to add these chains is literally nothing to it, folks. You're just going to drop your two bolts that are existing in there, slide the new hardware in, tighten them up, and the instructions are all right here. Again, there is absolutely nothing to it. You're going to see that it has pictures and everything saying that that piece, eyelet, should be away from the coupler. Okay, yes, it shouldn't be near it. You see the X saying nope, nope, don't do it there. Specifically tells you 40 foot-pounds of torque. So if you were to be adding this to your existing, you would just take these four out. I should say loosen them up. Then you'd slide your new bolts in, like I just did, and then you'd retorque them to 40 foot-pounds. All right, I ended up going 85 foot-pounds on my eyelets. And make sure, again, they're staggered properly. And it just says tighten snug. All right, and then here it shows you the chains don't go to it. Okay, the D-ring eyelets do. Pretty simple, not a lot to it. All right, so as easy as it gets. Andersen produces amazing products. Quick, easy install. All right, guys. I just wanted you to see this, the gap here. And in your package with your new Andersen, it's a little windy today, sorry. But I did this on purpose. I didn't put this in here yet because I wanted you to see. If this will fit, okay, this piece should be added to the funnel side here. Here's the funnel. This piece should be added. And the package tells you here, shows you where and why. But if it can fit, it should be added. I didn't add it yet because I wanted you to see. I undid these because a lot of questions on this I see online. This piece would go in front of the funnel or by the funnel. It will slide into the front portion. The set screws are another almost inch back, so this plate will not be needed. It does not properly fit in there. So I just wanted to show you that. We'll now retorque them back to 40 foot-pounds. I've already got marks on the bottom of this that show where it's set at, and that'll be that. So we will not be using this. All right, now that we got our chains on, we're just gonna find a place that we want our release for. And you want to make sure you're not going through a dual wall in the hitch, or in this case, please make sure you're not going through the airbag. I mean, I don't think your screws will be that long, but it's something to keep in consideration. So I'm just going to look for a place and decide where I want to put this that it's not going to impede anything, and then I'll show you how to use it. It's really nothing to it, folks. So we'll get this mounted up next. So we'll show you this part when we install the Andersen hitch in the truck. All right, and this is real simple. It's just going to go the ball and the plate, and we'll show you. And obviously, when it's in the truck, your chains will just hook to it. You got that added security in case something ever goes wrong. All right, I just want to show you guys the measurement we talk about in the manual, from the center of this ball to the edge of this truck. This has a rolling metal tonneau cover on it made by Retrax. On the last lippert in the setup I had when I got the camper, it already had the funnel on. For my truck, it was wrong, and I learned the hard way, and I messed this rail up pretty good. It's been since replaced. That's why these measurements are really important. It wasn't my doings. I bought the camper used. If you've seen some of my other videos, it was barely used, and he had it set up for his truck, which was different than mine, and I picked it up in another state and didn't take the time like I should have. Okay, so this is real simple. So from the middle of this ball to the edge, okay, is 29 5/8. Okay, that's the edge of the tonneau cover. Usually you would go to the edge of your rail, and the edge of my rail would be about 31. Since this is impeding out, I'm going off the tonneau cover rail. Okay, so we know we're, again, 29 7/8. All right. All right, installing the Andersen hitch in my 2018 Chevy Silverado 2500 HD. Yes, it's a 2018 and it's 2022 now. This truck only has 18,000 original miles on it. If she ain't pulling the camper or pulling the gooseneck, she's in the garage, heated. So, this is the factory puck system. This is super handy by Andersen. I'll put the part number down in the description. I originally didn't start with this. Night and day difference. Real easy. It sets in there, pull the pin, it drops in, it's locked. Okay? I am using the Andersen mat, even though there's no need to. It is a spray and bed liner. A little extra added comfort and security. And next, that's all we're going to do is make sure that this is facing the rear. Our two rear bolts are loose, and our top bolt is loose. This is the toolbox version, and it will also be in the description down below with a link. Okay, you saw me put the ball piece into the factory puck system. It's real simple. That's all we're going to do is put this on next. But before we do that, we're going to add our chain plate. I'm going to lift this out of the way for a second. Slide this over the top of it. Real simple. You can see how light this is. I can do it with one hand. And that's all we're going to do is set this over the top of it. Just like so. Alright. I like making sure it's pretty squared up and even. Sitting even on the bars of the truck. Square on the rubber mat. And then there's really nothing to this. The next point is that little slice that was in the piece that went into the puck system. I'm just going to get this now into it. It's a little finagling, but it ain't hard. I'm already in. So I'm locked into that piece. And all I'm going to do is put the pin in. I like to always go towards the back with it so we get our pin locked in. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start tightening this up in the proper order. Okay, to torque the top bolts to 60 to 70 foot-pounds. Okay, for correct installation, loosen the two side bolts. Already did. Tighten the top bolt. Okay, then retighten the two side bolts. So we're going to take this top bolt, 60 to 70 pounds. I carry a small snap-on torque wrench with me at all times. I check it during my travels. Okay, we're going to set this at 68 pounds. It's 60 to 70. And real simple, on. And we're just going to start tightening this, and that's putting pressure on that factory puck piece that went in. That's 19 foot-pounds right there. It's 36. 44. Too much junk in my truck, sorry. 53. 44. 55. Okay, we just hit 74 right there. I got a little out of hand. I'm just going to check it. Okay. It's telling me it's 66.6. Right there. Okay. So we're there. So I'm quite content with that. Remember, tight is tight. Too tight's broken. And now, that's all we're going to do is tighten the two in the rear. All we got to do is tighten the back two, 60 foot-pounds. 60 to 70 on the top, 60 foot-pounds on the back two. Real simple. I like to evenly do them so it doesn't stress one way. There's 60. And 60 on the dot, 60.01. We got it. So 60 to 70 on the top, 60 on the back too. This bad boy's installed. We got our chain plate in, our rubber mat, our puck system piece designed by Andersen to work with this hitch. We're fully installed. Only because people are going to ask. This is my setup when I get to the campsite and I'm done. I got a box that rides right here during the ride. No big deal. The retracts cover, they're pricey. I sell them. Because it goes right over. And the other thing that's nice with this retract, I can stop it here and do different things with it for the load. So you can lock it in any position you want. The Andersen hitch, it's lockable, it's secured, and it works. The first one I got leaked a lot. I personally think it was a wrong install. Since I've corrected it, they sent a new one. It's been awesome. And it's as simple as that. Alright guys, so a couple things we've noticed tonight. The measurements from Andersen work because it did give me the height or more height on the rails, but we ended up changing this cone to the front. Every camper is going to be different, and this just so happens that this Wolfpack has quite the nose that sticks out on this camper. And my clearance, and I'm going to show you the truck as you saw earlier with the back rack. On a 45, 40, this was damn near into the back of the truck. It's not going to happen. By moving the cone back to the front, we're still getting the rail clearance, especially when we put air in, and we'll talk about the sight hole here and how it's full of air right now. And if it wasn't, it would be filled in. And I'll show that to you in the daylight the way it works, but I just wanted to show you we did turn the cone. We loosened up the four 1/4 Allens. We spun it around, retorqued them to 40. But it's pretty wild. So far we're happy, and we had to change a couple things, but this is what it's all about. You got to figure out what works for you, hook it up like we did, and see what's going on. So this is where we're at with it. Cone moved to the front on my 2018 Chevy Silverado, and that's all we got to do is mount the e-brake, and we're done. And we even made purpose of one of the holes. Tony could be quite handy. So there it is. We're good to go. So in all, this setup is done. The truck is nothing changed with the Andersen hitch that I showed you earlier, other than we moved the cone forward and we moved our cable, and we do have it full of air, and it went up quite considerably with the air. 5 inches from that bed rail with air in it. And then again, and we'll confirm all that tomorrow for you in the daylight. So we'll see you in the morning. So real important, guys, before you raise your landing jacks here, if you are still going in and out of the camper, which you can do, make sure this door is open if you have the more ride or solid steps that drop down. If this door is closed and you start to raise or lower it, it's going to pinch it into the door, okay, and make a mark like that, all right? That was done before me. So my theory is, or my rule is, because of the gap here, there's actually quite a gap underneath this. leave that door open, and then you can bring this up or down all you want, and you're really not going to affect the stairs too much, because they're going to either lift. They're either going to lift away, or they are going to go with the ground still, and that's what's going to happen. You can see there's a lot of room by me lifting this. So if you were to do this, there's a lot of room by lifting that. So make sure the door is open, or better yet, if you're done inside the camper, put the stairs up and stow them away and get ready to leave. Show you the connection, making the connection. We've got, they say 3 to 4 inches of space from the ball to the actual funnel that you have. So you could be anywhere in here and it'll kind of just roll in. I like to get it lined up as close as possible myself. And I will show you that connection here in a second. And if you want to see the video on the Reese 20K with the airbag inside, that's why this is space so big right now, because the airbag's full. We'll talk about the fill window. Make sure you check that video out of the Reese 20K 5th Airborne. This is just going to be the action. All right, so the position I'm in, I put 55 pounds. I have an airlift system in here, which helps because I have a different depth of where the camper or the truck sit. I just keep the chains there for pretty. We're just gonna come in there, hook up our chains. My electric brake cable comes to the side, like that. My electrical connection, my lights, and that's it, folks. That's a complete Andersen hitch. The one thing that I waited to show you was we're on that ball, but we got to make sure we push. You'll feel where it's tight, loose, locked, quarter turn, latched. Very important. If you look here, you'll see that we're completely set up now at this point, and everything is ready to go. That is the hooking up the Andersen hitch. Alright guys, all the recordings of driving down the road is being done in high speed, just because it would just take too long to play it all. It's a very smooth ride. You can see the airbag working, you can see the Andersen hitch working. Speeding it up makes it look like it's moving a lot more than it really is, because it's sped up by a thousand times faster. So as you can see, it travels pretty well going down the road. Again, I have absolutely no regrets. I've towed this camper and another camper well over 5,000 miles on an Andersen hitch. Contrary to what you may hear in the rumors and the photos that go around the internet stating that they have issues, it's the same 2 photos over and over, and the vehicles were involved in a motor vehicle accident. I can assure you, at a high speed, I don't care what hitch you're using, they're going to fail. I've been a volley fireman for 26 years. I was an assistant chief for 7, and in the course of 7 years we covered the New York State Thruway, and I can personally tell you that I've seen massive accidents with campers, and about 90% of the time the accidents I saw, one was never with an Andersen hitch. 2, what I really saw was usually a 1500 pickup truck trying to pull a 5th wheel camper that it wasn't rated to do. That's 90% the problem. So again, here we are at a different angle, high speed, 1000% sped up. As you can see, it looks like I'm doing 1,000 miles an hour. I'm not, and again, it makes it look like it has a lot more movement. But I just wanted you to see the view of what it looked like as it went down the road, and how it was, performing. Again, I've had a lot of success with the Andersen hitch. It's not the answer for everybody, and that's fine. That's okay. So again, I'm just speeding this video up right now just so you can see it as we cruise down the road. Nice logo on the Retrax tonneau cover. I'll be honest with you, I'm not overly happy with the Retrax cover. I know some people are going to ask. They seem to get... I've reinstalled, uninstalled. I've said that I fixed it and didn't. It just seems like after a rain there's a lot of water in that bed. But we'll get back to the point here. As you can see, we're still traveling down the road, and it performs quite well. That's my gas grill in that tote with the yellow top. Some people are also going to ask about that swing gate, called the swing box, I should say, on the passenger side. Looking at this view, it's on the far left side. They are awesome. It holds a lot of stuff in it. It actually clears all the fifth wheel stuff and folds out back all the way to the tailgate. So gloves or anything you could you want to carry to help you, make your life easier with a tow. That's the answer. I'm at a stop sign here, and you'll see me take off here in a second. Wow, she took off fast. You can see that gap in the back where the airbag plate is. You can see the cone and how the cone performs on the ball as we're going down the road. Again, this camper is a Wolfpack Platinum 365/16. She's all 44 feet and dry. I think it's like 12.5. Loaded well into the 14 plus range probably. There's currently no toys being hauled in it. It's just plain out regular camping. There's full bicycles and electric scooters in the back for the kids. Makes travel easy. You can see I'm unhooking it here in high speed. Really nothing to it, just what I did backwards. You'll see how fast I'll get it up off the truck here. Guys, it really helps if you hit subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel. Click that link that's going to pop up in that bottom right-hand corner. And stay tuned for the rest of the videos. We got a lot of good videos coming, and they're taking me a long time to process the video. So hit subscribe. Make sure you check out the Reese 5th Airborne install. And we'll see you again. Nate Rebel Liners.